Hi guys, I'm back again today with another reaction video, and today we're reacting to Southern comfort foods you need to try before you die. So I'm here for food, but what is on my screen right now doesn't look as appetizing, but we will see what are the Southern food that we need to try before we die. I've heard a lot of hype for Southern food, and I feel like I'm gonna love it. So before we do start, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Click that bell button to get notified whenever I do upload a video. Anyways guys, let's check this out.
If you've ever lived in the American South, you'll know that the food down there has its own unique
What
identity.
is this,
and it's
though?
absolutely delicious too. If you haven't tried these, well, bless your heart. These are the Southern comfort foods you absolutely need to try. One of the most popular dishes to have come out of New Orleans are beignets. These airy treats are made with usually square pieces of yeast dough that are fried in hot oil until they puff up. They're then generously dusted with powdered sugar and eaten straight.
I always see like in vlogs or movies. Yeah, they always like, ooh, American Idol. When they go to New Orleans, they always try this, or people bring them beignets. So that's good. I really want to try. It looks
straight away.
Donuts
preferably
now.
accompanied by a mug of cafe au lait.
Ooh.
Arguably the best place to enjoy a beignet is in New Orleans, preferably at the Café du Monde in the city's French Quarter. But if getting around is proving a little difficult right now,
that's a lot of sugar.
because they're not difficult to make at home either. Just make sure to turn them often in the oil and be careful not to overcook them.
What is
Biscuits
inside?
and gravy is a hearty breakfast dish that you'll find in restaurants and homes across the South. The soft, flaky biscuits are smothered in white gravy, which is made from pork sausage drippings.
I mean, it doesn't look good, but it sounds like a good idea. Me and food, I'm not picky, so that's good.
Flour. The gravy is seasoned with black pepper and typically includes pieces of the breakfast sausage too, making it even more flavorful. The good news is that sausage gravy is easy to make at home, and there are plenty of different recipes available online.
Maybe one day
Failing that, you could pick up some of the ready-mix packets at the grocery store, although you'll really want to try the homemade stuff at least once. As for the biscuits, if making them from scratch just isn't feasible, the Pillsbury ones you pop open and bake will work just fine. Just don't let a Southerner catch you taking those shortcuts. Okay, so boiled peanuts sound kind of bland compared to roasted peanuts, but don't judge a book by its cover.
What is that?
These are actually really good. They're made by taking raw peanuts and boiling them for hours in salty water over a fire until the shells turn soggy. These peanuts are then sold at roadside stands all over the South.
In the Philippines, this is normal. This is something you will definitely find everywhere because we have a lot of peanuts. But my friend's dad ruined it for me, boiled peanuts, because he's like, you don't know what kind of water they're boiling that peanut in. Maybe it's like from the pond or from like the, you know, the streets. Anyways, he ruined it for me, but I love it. Like, you buy from the market and then you take it home and then you boil it. Amazing.
Where residents and tourists alike enjoy them, often with bottles of Coke or sweet tea. For what it's worth, it's usually best to munch on boiled peanuts outdoors, so you can easily spit out their soggy shells, because it's nearly impossible to crack them open with your hands. Of course, some people opt to eat these peanuts whole, shells and all, but that's one heck of an acquired taste.
Okay. I think I've watched this, but I don't remember.
For centuries, people have been making use of their stale bread by creating their own kinds of bread pudding, often made with bread, cream, eggs,
anything
sugar,
bready or
spices, and
pastry.
raisins. Modern bread pudding is the heartiest of comfort foods and should do wonders for warming you up on a cold and dreary day. So how do you make bread pudding even better? Just add bourbon. In the South, people often add a few dashes of bourbon to a number of different recipes, and bread pudding is one of them. The bourbon combines with the cream and sugar to create a thick, warm sauce that is drizzled over the warm bread pudding right before serving. Brunswick stew is a hearty, tomato-based stew that's hugely popular in the South. It typically features lima beans, corn, and other vegetables.
Do I belong in the South and I don't
know? The base
know?
includes barbecue sauce and a little hot sauce for some heat too. Early versions of the stew use squirrel meat, but if you're not brave enough to keep it authentic, you can always substitute the squirrel with rabbit, chicken, or just about anything else.
We'll go with chicken,
Virginians
please.
claim
Thank
the stew
you.
originated in their Brunswick County, while Georgians will tell you it was first made in the city of Brunswick, Georgia. Wherever it came from, however, it's a truly delicious comfort food that'll easily take the chill out of a wintry day.
Oh, it
Grab
looks
some
good.
cornbread or loaf of any crusty bread for that matter to sop up all the Southern goodness. Fried catfish is a simple dish that's available at most restaurants that serve fish in the South. And the good news is that catfish is pretty good for you, since it's high in omega-3 fatty acids and low in mercury. If you can't find it at a restaurant near you, however, your grocery store may offer farmed catfish, which is also typically clean and nutritious.
Okay.
Catfish is easy enough to prepare. Dip it in milk, dredge it in seasoned cornmeal, and fry it in hot oil. It only takes a few minutes to get it golden brown on the outside and beautifully flaky on the inside. Add a squirt of lemon and a side of rice, then start chowing down. Pure bliss. For a truly comforting meal, there's nothing like a bowl of chicken and dumplings. If you aren't in the South, where you can find them at most sit-down restaurants, you can try making these at home by dropping biscuit dough into cooking soup. And though they aren't difficult to make, dumplings are a kind of art form, and they can take some time to perfect. You don't want your dumplings undercooked and wet inside, but you also don't want them so overcooked that they start falling apart in the broth. Stick them with a toothpick, and if it comes out clean, you're good to go. Chicken fried steak, sometimes called country fried steak, is made from a tenderized cube steak which is battered like fried chicken, pan-fried and topped with white gravy. While you can find chicken fried steak in an array of southern states, it's most closely associated with Texas. And as with most things, it's always bigger in Texas
like
too.
Heaven.
In fact, at Lulu's Cafe in San Antonio, you can find a 21-ounce version of this dish. And it's not a coincidence that Lulu's is also home to the famous 3-pound cinnamon roll too.
I told you, when you put me and bread or pastry in one room, it's disastrous. That looks like heaven on earth right now. Like, oh my gosh, look at that. It's like drenched in whatever that is.
Too. That's just how they roll down there, as it were.
Oh my gosh.
For your next Super Bowl
that
party,
will be huge
why not forego
if
the
I'm there.
wings and serve up a batch of southern fried chicken gizzards instead?
Oh,
Believe it
okay.
or not, your guests might thank you for it. Okay, so you probably don't want to think too much about what a gizzard is, but that'll be easy enough to do
I mean,
once
I
you
don't
realize
mind
how
a
good it
gizzard.
tastes. You can cook gizzards in a number of ways, but it's best to boil them first and then coat them before deep frying.
Okay.
Throw in a little hot sauce, and soon you won't be able to get enough of these tender little morsels. Chicken pot pie is an iconic southern comfort food that, when done right, simply can't be beaten. And done right doesn't mean grabbing a pie
I've
from
never
your
tried
grocer's freezer section.
a chicken
A
pot
flaky
pie.
golden brown homemade crust is essential for this southern specialty. Inside, the chicken needs to be moist and plentiful. The vegetables must be neither too firm nor too mushy, and the gravy creamy but not goopy. Is it a challenge to find a good chicken pot pie?
It looks
yes,
like a
but
challenge.
it really is worth it. And if you don't trust restaurants to get it right, you could always experiment with different recipes at home. It might take some time to perfect, but once you land on just the right method, you'll never want to cook anything else. Ambrosia didn't actually originate in the South, but you'll still find it at plenty of southern potlucks. This variety of fruit salad typically contains mandarin oranges, mini marshmallows, pineapple chunks, and shredded coconut mixed with some sort of dairy ingredient. Some people use mayonnaise, while others use cream cheese.
It's like Filipino salad, but we add pasta or macaroni into the salad. Some people do, at least, and some people don't. So it's kind of like a Filipino dessert dish.
Whipped cream. You might also find some potluckers added bananas, cherries, and nuts too. Because why the heck not, right?
Why
Think of
not?
it like a banana split without the ice cream. And then maybe throw in some ice cream anyway.
You're talking
If
my
you live
language.
north of the Mason-Dixon line, you've probably never experienced chitlins before.
What's that?
And you're most definitely missing out. Chitlins are made from the large intestines of a hog, and they need to be carefully cleaned and prepared before cooking, for obvious reasons. Typically,
None of this faze me for some reason. I should be disgusted right now with all this stuff, but I live in the Philippines, so this is like normality right at this point. I like the barbecue version of this that we have here, but that one looks nah.
the intestines are soaked in baking soda and water, rinsed several times, turned inside out, and cleaned by hand before being boiled for several hours. And just in case you're doing this
now
at
it
home,
looks
be
good.
warned. Chitlins smell truly disgusting
Looks
while
good.
they are boiling, so put some onion and lemon in the water to tone down the odor. After they are boiled, batter and deep fry them. Then serve them up with a little hot sauce.
Oh yes, come
Though
on.
Pennsylvania has its own version of
Yes,
chow
I'm
chow,
weird,
it's
yeah.
actually completely different from the southern variety.
What is a chow chow? Is that the dog chow chow or what is it?
In the South, chow chow is a cabbage-based type of pickled relish
Gotcha.
that incorporates onions, peppers,
Like
tomatoes, and a
kimchi.
whole lot of seasoning. This stuff is often used as a topping for hot dogs and hamburgers, but you could also use it to top your cornbread, fish cakes,
Never
beans,
had
and even your mashed
chow chow.
potatoes. In fact, you can put it on just about anything. It'll taste great no matter what. Collard greens are a leafy green vegetable, not completely unlike turnip.
I always hear this, but I never know what they are. Collard greens, or however you pronounce that. I always see this in like movies, but I never know what the greens are. We don't have cornbread over here, so, or we do, or maybe we don't. I don't know. But I want to try this so badly because I've seen it so many times that I'm really, really like desperate to try.
Mustard greens, and are most often associated with soul food. They can be bitter and tough if not cooked properly.
Oh.
But if they're done right, then they'll make the perfect side dish to any southern meal. After washing them well, chop
What
the
is
leaves
that?
into inch-long pieces, then simmer them in water. People often throw a ham bone into the pot along with garlic and onion for a little extra flavor.
Now
But
we're
one of the
talking.
best addition to collard greens has got to be bacon. You can never go wrong with bacon.
Exactly.
Red-eye gravy is made with the grease and drippings of pan-fried ham and black coffee. And yeah,
Black
okay, that might
coffee?
sound kind of gross, but this stuff really is amazing. The coffee is first used to deglaze the pan, but is then combined with the grease on a 1-to-1 ratio, resulting in a highly unusual yet genuinely delicious gravy. You
Getting
can pour
cold.
the simple gravy over your ham, potatoes, rice, or grits, but many folk choose to simply sop it up with biscuits. Crawfish,
I've tried
crayfish,
biscuits
crawdads,
once
or
in my
mud
life,
bugs,
I
whatever
think.
you call them in your neck of the woods, these freshwater crustaceans are some of the tastiest seafood out there. Of course, you can eat crawfish meat dipped in drawn butter, just like you would with lobster. But if you ever find yourself in the Cajun areas of Louisiana,
Ooh,
do yourself a favor and seek
Cajun.
out crawfish etouffee. This is when crawfish meat in a spicy roux is poured over rice for an amazing dish with a seriously deep flavor. As simple as it sounds, you don't want to
Waffles are my weakness. Pancakes are my weakness. That looks. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna cheat. Well, it's my cheat day, so I can eat. Ooh, I think I'm gonna get some waffles or make some pancakes.
make fried chicken and waffles at home. Instead, hop on over to one of the South's many awesome waffle establishments or diners, the places that really get it right. If you haven't
Why do I
experienced
torture
chicken and
myself
waffles
watching
before,
this?
it might seem like an unusual combination, but it really does work. Crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside, perfectly seasoned fried chicken makes a heavenly partner for a plate of buttery waffles. This is also an incredibly versatile dish and should work great for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or late night snack.
Oh Lord of
Fried
mercy.
green tomatoes is a simple southern side dish that packs a big punch. The key when making fried green tomatoes is to avoid them turning into a soft, soggy mess. Check your unripened tomatoes are suitably firm,
that
then
really
cut them
good?
into 3/8 to half-inch
Does it
slices,
sound
and soak
good?
them for an hour in a mixture of buttermilk and hot sauce.
No, thank
Dredge
you.
the tomatoes in a combination of cornmeal
But I'll
and
try.
cornstarch, then fry them
might
in
like
bacon
it.
grease over medium-high heat until they're crispy on the outside. But be careful not to overcook them. You can dip them in just about anything,
Oh, that
but a
looks good.
remoulade with mayo, hot sauce, horseradish, and Cajun spices would be the ultimate authentic accompaniment.
Yes.
I miss the smell of coffee and bacon frying. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a plate of fried green tomatoes.
If you're looking for something a little out of the
Jambalaya.
ordinary to fill you up, consider jambalaya. A favorite in Louisiana, jambalaya is a mix of
Ooh.
sausage, chicken,
like
seafood,
fried
and
rice.
vegetables, cooked in the same pot with rice and stock. Creole jambalaya contains tomatoes, while the Cajun version does not. Both, of course, are extremely tasty.
Jambalaya.
In Cajun jambalaya, in rural Louisiana, you might also find a variety of game
The
based
southern
foods,
people
as well as
know what
alligator,
they're doing.
crayfish, and even turtle. All Southerners know that everything's better when you fry it.
Ooh,
and
I like
okra is
okra,
no
so
exception. To make
let's
these
do
golden
this.
nuggets of veggie goodness for yourself,
Ooh,
slice
that's
your okra,
cute.
dip it in buttermilk, and then coat it in cornmeal and season before deep.
Never thought you could have okra poppers, if that's how you call it. That looks good, and it's a smart way to eat one, especially for kids. I mean, it's not healthy, but yeah.
frying. The best thing here is that okra is seriously good for you, since it's low in calories. And
Yeah,
contains
but then you
molecular
put
fiber,
in enough freaking
potassium,
oil.
calcium, and vitamins. The hot brown sandwich originated at the restaurant in
what's
the Brown
that?
Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky in the 1920s, and it's still served there today. The hot brown is traditionally an open-faced turkey sandwich with tomatoes covered in mornay sauce, which is baked topped with bacon and then broiled.
This
Some
just
people
wants me
say
to
it was originally created with
eat.
peaches rather than tomatoes. Others swear it's a great hangover cure. Pretty much everyone agrees, however, that it's a
course.
genuine, bona fide, once-in-a-lifetime sandwich. If you've ever eaten at Long John Silver's, you've probably had their hush puppies. But the ones you can get at a southern restaurant or fish fry are a heck of a lot better than the Long John variety. Hush puppies are basically balls of fried cornmeal batter that are often served alongside fried fish or shrimp. Though hush puppies aren't exactly complex, they're kind of like potato chips, and that it's virtually impossible to eat just one. Southern pecan pie made with a splash of
I've
high
never
quality
tried
bourbon
pecan
is hard to
pie.
beat. If you don't have a restaurant in your area that makes a killer pecan pie though, it's not too difficult to make.
The only pie like this that you will see here is egg pie. I don't know why I don't like it, because I don't like the taste of like, I don't like the eggy taste. I eat egg, but I don't like the, I don't know, I'm confusing. But anyways, that's the only pies that we have here. sometimes you will find an apple pie, but that's about it. You're not gonna find like pecans or cherry peach, whatever, I don't know, but this I need to try. It looks good.
Bake at home. However, you'll want to experiment with the amounts of corn syrup, brown sugar, and bourbon you're
Somebody
using
needs
until you
to do
find
this.
just the right combination. And sure, you might end up having to bake a load of pies to get it right.
good.
But who's going to complain about that?
I want to try pumpkin
If you aren't from the
pumpkin
South,
pie
then there's a
also.
chance you aren't too familiar with pimento cheese.
I would
Basically,
love that.
Pimento cheese is a mixture of cheese mixed with mayo and pimento peppers. It can be spread on crackers,
Oh, I
stuffed
thought it
in
was
celery,
pasta.
and scooped onto chips. Some people add it to scrambled eggs or grits, while others use it as a relish for brats, burgers, and hot dogs. In Louisiana, they spice it up by adding hot sauce or cayenne pepper into the mix.
Yes.
But the possibilities for pimento cheese are endless, and once you
Yes.
start incorporating it into your recipes, you're never going to want to stop.
Ooh.
Hot liquor is the liquid that's left behind
that?
after you boil green vegetables. So what do you do with it other than pour it down the sink? Well, some people save pot liquor and use it in place of stock in their next stew or soup, while others pour it over rice or potatoes. But the best thing to do with pot liquor is drink it. It might seem a little odd, but that way you can reap all the nutrients that have boiled out of the greens. Red beans and rice is a staple dish in Louisiana Creole cuisine. Traditionally, families took the ham hocks, bones, vegetables, and beans that were left over from Sunday dinner and used them to create a scrumptious dish of spicy beans that were served with rice the next day.
I'm good with this.
Cayenne pepper, Tabasco sauce, and other seasonings can turn up the heat on this hearty meal. While some people like to add in sausage or other
Oh,
meats. Here's a tip though.
Those people are the smart ones. Those are the winners in life. The people who add bacon, sausages.
On this hearty meal.
You are
While
the
some
winners.
people like to add in sausage or other meats. Here's a tip though. If you boil bones to make a broth for the base, you'll get exactly the flavor you want without having to add anything else.
So oily.
Gumbo is sometimes confused with jambalaya, but it's not the
Gumbo, I've heard a lot about it, but I've never tried it. There is a place here that is Americanish restaurant that they said, some American people said that is a good gumbo. But I've never tried it yet. Maybe we'll do a taste test probably on camera. We'll see.
same thing at all. The key difference is that with jambalaya, the rice is cooked with the rest of the ingredients. With gumbo, however, the rice is cooked separately.
Oh.
Gumbo is a stew created with a strong, robust stock, sausage, shrimp, other shellfish, and the holy trinity of vegetables, bell peppers, celery, and onions. The most important aspect of home cooking a great gumbo is perfecting the roux that's used as its base. Or you could just head down to New Orleans and get someone to make it for you.
That is just
Your
me.
call.
I'm gonna head down.
Mac and cheese!
Everyone knows
Oh.
that real macaroni and cheese doesn't come out of a box, nor does it come with a packet of powdered cheese.
I'm already happy when it's like Kraft mac and cheese. So how much more if it's homemade? Like anything cheese and pasta, I am your girl. So this is and certain food you guys rave about your mac and cheese. So I wanna try so badly.
Real good old-fashioned Southern mac and cheese is a completely separate
Jamie
dish
Oliver.
altogether. It's often created with a combination of cheeses, and you can use anything from smoked cheddar and Monterey Jack to Gruyere and Velveeta. Southern recipes usually feature heavy whipping cream, evaporated milk, or both. And the dish is baked in the oven until the sauce is creamy.
If you
and
know
the
how
top is
many
crispy.
times I've
No matter how much you
tried
love
to
macaroni
cook
and
it
cheese,
in
you've never
different
really
ways.
tried it until you've had it in the South. You might have seen sweet potato casserole at Thanksgiving dinner and passed
Ooh,
it
that
by,
sounds good.
But it's time to stop sleeping on this delicious dish. Though some folks love it topped with charred marshmallows, others prefer a topping made with brown sugar and pecans.
I
Give it
don't
a go,
mind.
and
I'll
you'll
eat
soon
any.
realize that this often overlooked Thanksgiving side dish deserves a place on your dinner table all through the year. Check out one of
Can somebody invite me to their Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner in the States, please? I want to try all this beautiful food. I mean, Southern states. Invite me. But also the other parts of the states, I will also try. But I want to try the Southern for now.
our newest videos right here.
Oh, that's
Plus,
it.
More MASH videos about your favorite foods are coming.
All of them looked good. The only thing maybe that I was like confused about is the vegetable stock that you drink, but that's good if you're using it for a base for stew or soup. It's fine. But if you're gonna just drink it, and what else? I think everything else was just really, really good, especially the waffle chicken, the mac and cheese, the gumbo, basically everything that we saw, right? And that pastry thingy, the cinnamon bun roll dripping in this white sauce. Oh gosh, Anyways, guys, let me know which of these are your favorites, or if you're like, nah, I'm not gonna try that. If you like this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, leave in a comment section down below what other videos you'd like to react to. The original link of this video will be in the description box down below, so it's my social media links. So guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.